Well, welcome back, everyone, to the main room. And that was really an enjoyable panel. I hope you've all enjoyed the panel discussions today. So now we're going to have our in memoriam ritual that will be led by Starhawk. So it is my great honor to introduce Starhawk. Starhawk is a writer, activist, permaculture designer, and teacher, and a leading voice for ecofeminism and earth-based spirituality. She is the author of 13 books on earth-based spirituality and activism, including The Spiral Dance, The Earth Path, and The Empowerment Manual, a guide for collaborative groups on group dynamics and social permaculture, and her novels, The Fifth Sacred Thing and City of Refuge. Together with director Donna Reed Cooper, Starhawk has worked on 5 major documentaries, including The Goddess Trilogy for the National Film Board of Canada and Permaculture, The Growing Edge. Starhawk directs Earth Activist Training, which teaches the tools of regenerative design with a grounding in spirit, a focus on social permaculture, organizing, and activism, including the campaign for Afghan refugees and the upcoming Spiral Dance ritual. Her website, starhawk.org, can be accessed for more information. With that, welcome, Starhawk. Thank you for being here and for leading this ritual of remembrance for Carol Chris.
Thank you, Annette, and thank you to everyone at CIIS for hosting such a beautiful memorial to Carol. Carol was so important to so many of us, and it seems very, very fitting to take this time and remember her legacy. I'm going to lead us in a little bit of ritual, and then following the actual ritual part, it's my understanding that there'll be a time for people just to share memories of Carol and her life. So I'd like to invite you all to wiggle a little bit, shake out, and get comfortable. Maybe roll your shoulders, your head. It's ironic that Carol's work was so much about being embodied, and this last year with COVID and everything has thrown us so much into having these disembodied meetings and gatherings. So just take a moment and remember you have a body. You are in a body, you are a body, and that body likes to feel good. And with that body, take some breaths. As you breathe, I'd like to acknowledge that the land I'm on right now is the hereditary land of the Ramaytush Ohlone, a place called Yelamu in their language that we call now San Francisco. Place that has its own rich heritage of culture, tradition. It also has a tremendous heritage of exploitation and pain. And I want to acknowledge that the Ohlone are still here. They're not gone. They're very much alive and active and in process of working to reclaim their culture and their rights. And for me, part of the work of being a priestess of the goddess, part of the legacy of what I've learned from Carol and so many others, is that it's up to us as we take root in a place to become strong allies of its people, of its culture, its heritage, and of those who will follow after us. I'd like to invite you all now to take a really deep breath in and out. And feel how your body is settling with the earth, that pull of gravity. You know, Carol talked so much about that force of love, and I like to think of gravity as the earth's love for us, her way of holding us close, making sure we don't fly off into space. So as you take a breath, feel gravity pulling your body. And imagine yourself as if you were a tree with roots that go down into the earth. And there are magic roots that can go down through the soil, down through the water. If you're here in Northern California, you might be feeling how blessed it is that the rains have come, and that soil that's been so dry and so thirsty is now full of moisture and getting wet. Down through layers of rock and gravel and bedrock, all the way down to that heart of fire at the center of the earth. And imagine you could take anything you want to release, let go of. Take a deep breath and let it go down through those roots into the earth. As you feel that earth warming your roots, take a breath and draw some of that fire up. Feel it as the living, creative, world-building fire of the earth's living being. It's still hot from her formation. Breathe it up through those roots and up through all those layers of gravel and mud and rock. Up into the base of your spine. Feel your spine start to grow and stretch like a tree trunk, pushing up now through the air. Bring all that energy up your spine. Let it rest for a moment in your heart. And just feel what your heart is full of right now. Love and honor, joy, connection. I know just looking at all the names of all the participants, I see old friends I haven't seen in years. And it feels so good to connect. I see new people I haven't met. I see women who've inspired me. I'm feeling grief for Carol and all those who've gone. Gratitude for all the gifts they've given to us. Take a breath. Breathe that all up through the top of your head and up like branches that reach up to the sky. Sweep back down, touch the earth again. And imagine the sunlight, or maybe where you are, it's moonlight or starlight. That sky energy beaming down on us, and taking a deep breath, draw some of that in. Down through the top of your head, down through your heart, hands, and belly. All the way down into the earth again. And as you breathe for a moment, feel yourself as that living connection between earth and sky. And blessed be. And I invite you to turn your video on, put your hands up for a moment, make a circle, and look through that circle. And if you look through that circle, just notice how it focuses, it concentrates our vision. You look around the room, notice what you see within it and what you see outside of it. And if you think of that circle as a circle of yourself, let's expand it. Let's bring it closer and closer to your screen. See it growing and growing and expanding until it reaches out. And imagine it could encompass everyone on this call. And we could actually literally be touching our hands through the screen. And notice how your vision expands when you do that. When you expand that circle of self, there's so much more we can see. There's so much more we can take in. Our circle is cast. And into this circle now I'm going to, didn't mean to do that. Meant to do this. I'm going to show you a little bit of my altar that I've set up. See over there we have some goddess images. We have some symbols of the 4 directions. So I want to honor the elements. Those 4 elements are the elements of nature that sustain life. So honoring the air. And may the air carry Carol's spirit gently. and honoring fire, that energy that sustains life. May the fire purify and cleanse us and burn away all that is unneeded and necessary. Honoring the water. Water is sacred. Water is life. And honoring the earth. I have the pomegranate, which is the symbol of what Persephone ate in the land of the dead, that transformed her from the maiden into the queen, into the keeper of the mysteries, into the guide for the dead, into the one who is reborn. Honoring the earth. And then honoring the spirit. I have some different goddesses here, but I brought this one. It's one of the ancient bird goddesses from ancient Greece, that land that Carol adopted and loved so much. So welcome to the circle and welcome to the goddess. I want to take us on a little bit of a journey in Carol's honor. Oops. So take a breath. Are you able to hear me okay while I drum? Good. So I'd like you just to close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself in a cave in Crete, that place that Carol loved so much and journeyed to so many times. Maybe one of the sacred caves where she did so many rituals with women. As you take a breath, imagine you could take a sniff and smell the air. You know, can you smell that unique smell of an underground cave, that dampness, dankness mixed with that kind of granity smell of the rock? Can you feel the air, the coolness of the air underground? Can you make your way slowly down? I know for some of us, maybe our actual cave climbing days are gone, but this is a journey in our imagination. So you can imagine yourself springing lightly down from rock to rock and descending deeper and deeper. As you reach the bottom of the cave, just again take a breath and feel the power of the ancestors gathering around you, the spirits of all the ancient priestesses, women, shamans, and those who have gathered for years and decades and millennia to explore the depths of the mysteries here. As you breathe deep and breathe in that air, I'd like you just to imagine for a moment that they kind of wrap their arms around you, hold you, cradle you, bring you into the company of those who, down through ages and millennia, have kept the secrets of the earth, the love and the guardianship of the earth, and all her creatures. As you take a breath, I'd like you to notice that the very back of this cave, there is water. There's a spring. Take a breath and imagine you can smell that water. You can feel it. You can see how it drips out of the living rock and trickles down. Maybe it pools in the center of the cave. Pure living water. Water of life. Sacred water. As you take a breath and you look into the depths of that pool, imagine you could look down into the deep places of time. Then again, for millennia and millennia, generation upon generation, women have gathered here to renew themselves, renew their spirits. As you take a breath, I'd like you to imagine that something of Carol's spirit is here, especially her belief in love and in that beneficence of female power. I'd like you to imagine that spring, that pool, as a wellspring of that love. As you take a breath, if there's some place in your life where you feel like you need some of that great, endless love of the goddess, of the earth herself, that love of life for life, that great creativity that is never ending, never limited, just take a breath and reach down. And you can bathe yourself in that pool. You can drink from it. Oh, and feel how it tastes, how pure, how clean, how refreshing. As you take a breath, look down into those waters. Imagine you can see them sparkling with stars, and every star is a possibility, a bright spark, a potential living being, a living project, a plan, art, writing, music, all of the beautiful things that we can be as humans and give and bring forth when we are suffused with that love. They're swimming and swirling, spiraling like the galaxies. And just take a breath and imagine just for a moment that you could dance with them. On the same wheel we spin, into life and out again. One is many, many, one brewing in her cauldron. We are of the body of the earth. The earth is of the body of the stars. We are stars that circle from life to death to birth. We are stars that circle from life to death to birth. On the same wheel we spin, into life and out again. One is many, many, one brewing in her cauldron. Are of the body of the earth. And take a breath and imagine you could reach down into that pool and bring forth one of those stars. some possibility, some inspiration, something that you take maybe from Carol's work or the great movement that she is a part of. Take it in, breathe it in. Feel where you can hold that in your body, how it can suffuse your body with its radiance. How you can take it with you, with Carol's memory, back into the world. And take a last drink of that clear pool of water. And drink it in to renew your own energy, your inspiration, your hope. And then breathing deep, let's say goodbye and thanks to this pool. To this cave. To these ancestors. Feel yourself begin to come back. Feeling that call of the sunlight, the living world. Up and up as the drum fades away. And taking a breath and drawing in what you bring back from that little journey. And take a moment and just feel the edges of that living body. Saying thank you to the ancestors. Thank you to Spirit, to earth and water and fire and air. Thank you to Carol for her legacy and her work and her life. And to all of us who've been part of this movement to bring back love of the earth and honor and respect for women and for all genders. And we don't want to open our circle because this whole symposium is a circle, but let's open this little circle we've created for this ritual. Taking a moment, putting your hands back up to that screen, seeing that big circle, and then bringing it back and feeling how we can bring back that wider vision into that circle of ourself, and how we always exist in that dynamic tension between individuality and community. And by the earth that is her body, by the air that is her breath, by the fire of her bright spirit, by the waters of her living womb, our circle is open but unbroken. Merry meet, merry part, and blessed be.
Thank you, Starhawk.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Takes me a while to come back.
Yeah.
Not quite sure I want to come back.
Well, I'm not sure if we have the time left, but if we do, a dear friend of mine, Everly Posh, is on here, and I was wondering if she would sing us a song. If you're up for it, Everly, to kind of sing us back.
With new words by Starhawk. So if you know it, please sing along.
But mute yourself.
I did. I thought I
No, not you, but if you're going to sing along, mute.
Oh, right. Please sing along muted. And some of you may already know this song. Weaver, weaver, in honor of Carol P. Christ, weave her thread whole and strong into your web. Healer, healer, heal her pain. In love, may she return again. Weaver, weaver, weave her thread whole and strong into Healer, healer, heal her pain. In love may she return again. We are dark and we are bright. We are formed from earth and light. From joy and pain our lives are spun. But all too soon the spinning's done. Everyone, weaver, weaver, weave her thread, whole and strong into your web. Healer, healer, heal her pain. In love may she return again. No one knows why we are born. A web is made, a web is torn. Like wandering seabirds, we alight to rest one moment, then take flight. Weaver, weaver, weave her thread, whole and strong into your web. Healer, healer, heal her pain. In love may she return again. So may we find the hidden way beyond the gates of night and day, to that sweet land where apples grow and endless healing waters flow. Weaver, weaver, weave her thread, whole and strong into your web. Healer, healer, heal her pain. In love may she return again. And at that spring may we drink deep, and wake to dream, and die to sleep, and dreaming weave another form, a shining thread of life reborn. Weaver, weaver, weave her thread, whole and strong into your web. Healer, healer, heal her pain. In love may she return again. Weaver, weaver, weave her thread, whole and strong into your web. Healer, healer, heal her pain. In love may she return again. In love may she return again. In love may she return again.
In love may she return again. What is remembered lives. Thank you so much, Evelie.
Thank you, Evelie. That's beautiful. Thank you for that blessing of your voice.
Mm-hmm.
My mother.
And thank you, Starhawk, for that amazing ritual, reminding us of our community. And really, I just really feeling Carol's spirit with that, and going into the cave and drinking of those wonderful waters and being with the ancestors. Thank you.